Good day and welcome to the news. Kuje jailbreak. Military men who arrested absconded terrorists receive death threats, says lawyer. Now, the news in details. And emerging reports have confirmed that ISWAP and Boko Haram have issued threats to some military officers after the attempted Kuje prison invasion. It was gathered that these gallant officers spearheaded the operation that led to the apprehension of some of these Boko Haram inmates that escaped from prison. The arrest was made way back in 2016, in which the military officers were involuntarily retired. Following the infamous attack on the Kuje Correctional Facility in Abuja by scores of notorious gunmen, a series of arrested Boko Haram members fled the facility. Emerging reports have confirmed that military officers who captured some of the absconded Boko Haram inmates have begun to receive death threats. As reported exclusively by PR Nigeria, it was gathered that majority of the Boko Haram inmates that fled the correctional facility were arrested by these military officers in 2016. The military officers who spearheaded the arrest of some of these terrorists are Colonel Danladi Riba Hassan, Colonel Alwa Suleiman, and Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Abdul Fattah. Meanwhile, the legal representative of the military officers whose life is being threatened by the ISWAP and Boko Haram disclosed that his client has received death messages some hours after the prison break. He stated that his colleagues were not exempted as they were also sent death threats. The lawyer said, "My client's life and that of his colleagues are in serious danger. We don't know what the terrorists are planning to do to them. The military and other relevant security agencies must act fast." The legal counsel, who pleaded anonymity, decried that his clients and his colleagues who relaunched the operation that led to the killing and apprehension of these terrorists were involuntarily retired from the force. As reported by Sahara reporters who captured the PR Nigeria report, the lawyer expressed surprise as to why his clients and his colleagues are yet to be reinstated by the current crop of military heads, despite the court issuing a verdict in their favor. He said, "It is gratifying to note that the present service chiefs do not have an objection to the court ruling. Moreover, they were not behind the travails of my client and his colleagues. But our concern is the military or Minister of Defense. He has refused to act and do the needful." The lawyer, however, stated that he will not rest on his laurels until justice is served for his client and his colleagues. In another report, there are agitations for President Buhari to sack the Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola over the attack on Kuje prison. Civil society group Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria (URIWA) urged the president to open a judicial panel of inquiry over the matter. It was gathered that Nigeria has witnessed over 15 jailbreaks under the stewardship of Rauf Aregbesola. So, here we have the lawyer of a military officer talking about how his client has started receiving death threats ever since the Kuje jailbreak. And it is said that this lawyer and two of his colleagues are also receiving death threats. And this is due to the fact that majority of the Boko Haram members that actually escaped from the Kuje prison were actually arrested in an operation spearheaded by them back in 2016. And he said his colleagues, his clients is actually getting death threats. And then when he got in touch with the two other colleagues that were actually giving involuntary exits from the military. They also said they were receiving death threats, and the lawyer said my client's life and that of his colleagues are in serious danger. We don't know what the terrorists are planning to do to them. The military and all the relevant security agencies must act fast. He's also calling on the military and all the relevant security agencies to actually look into the matter. And he said his clients and his clients' colleagues were actually involuntarily retired from the force, and the matter actually went to court, and they were acquitted of all charges. And he said that the service chiefs do not have any objection to the court's ruling, but then his issue is with that of the Minister of Defense, who has refused to act and do the needful. And he also spoke on the fact that he will not be resting until justice is served for his client and his colleagues. So this news just for me just solidifies the fact that Boko Haram, ISWAP, whatever they call themselves, any terrorist group, is actually has like a lot of people in the government working alongside this terrorist group, because these people were broken out of jail. So how did they get the numbers, the phone numbers? How did they get how they can communicate with this particular military officers? And besides, how did they know the exact military officers that actually spearheaded the operation? It's one thing to actually be sending death threats to the military. It's another to actually like specify and pick out of this colonels or lieutenant colonels to know who exactly actually spearheaded the operation that you were caught. And it just makes sense that there's an insider, there are government officials working alongside these people. I mean, we've heard of how the soldiers that actually patrol the Kuje environs were actually redeployed 24 hours prior to the Kuje prison jailbreak. So we've seen all this, and it just solidifies the fact that there are people in the government, there are government officials that are actually helping these people, that are actually working alongside the Boko Haram and these terrorists. So for me, I just pray that these military men actually find safe. And if there's any advice I can give to these men, is to actually leave the country for the time being. I mean, the president isn't really going to do anything if that is what they are thinking. So they should try to move themselves and their immediate family to safety and try to alert their extended family to actually be safe. So I would love to hear your opinions, thoughts, and views on this particular news. Please do that in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our news channel. That's it from us today, guys. Thank you and God bless.